Howdy, cruisers. Still working on it, okay? All right. Wow, MSC. Okay, what a pickle you've gotten yourselves into. Oh boy, but it's okay. Just put down the bottle of Merlot for a minute. Although by now it's probably a box of Franzia. Okay, I get it. Let's talk about it, and we can get through this together. The first thing I want to say about this situation is I don't think any policy changes are necessary. They're fine the way they are. In fact, the lack of policy on this gives everybody a lot more flexibility to adapt to, various situations. And I'll bet that there's two different camps maybe debating this. One says, oh, no, we have to make an announcement, let everybody know that it's fine to take pictures and video and post and share. And maybe another camp who's saying, oh, no, we have to really clamp down on privacy and ban phones everywhere. And no, just slow down. In this instance, I'll say just don't do anything, ride out the storm, let it pass, and then we can come up with some actual workable solutions to things that really shouldn't be a problem. And a couple things. I'll say, yes, there probably does need to be a balance between some kind of privacy and the reality of today. And you know what? Cruise lines, MSC in particular right now, I know there's certain things that you can't really say. That's why you have me. I will say them for you, okay? We get it. The exposure that you get from social media and creators, the free publicity, the reviews, and everything like that is worth a lot more than privacy. So yes, we know that's what you're thinking. It's okay. The biggest reason you don't need a policy change is because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what every situation is going to be. The staff on board is not going to be able to determine the exact dynamics of the situation. And you're not going to have a policy that covers every situation. Like, we don't know exactly what happened, and that's fine. But let's look forward. If something like this happens again, the staff on the ship, they're not going to be able to tell in real time if the person asking for privacy is just some crazy Karen who didn't do her makeup that day and doesn't want a picture taken, or is someone participating in the witness security program who's on the run from the Clintons. And the dad with the camera taking pictures of his kids running around the dining room? Annoying, and we know it happens. Well, he might just be making a video to share with grandma, or he could be a family creator with 1 million subscribers on TikTok and Instagram. And really, the staff on board don't need to know, and maybe they don't want to know. In this particular case, maybe it was just the perfect storm between somebody who cannot be on social media and two of the largest media creators in the cruise space. Yikes. My thoughts on this are centered around places like the Yacht Club and the Haven, because on the rest of the ship, with all the plebs, you can't control anything. Everybody has 3 high-resolution cameras in their pocket, and just go to the captain's presentation. Half the guests are standing there, with phone in hand, recording the whole thing, every guest in view, and most of them are going to post it to some platform somewhere. And as for any legal aspects, well, like I said yesterday, it's just not enforced. I found a lot of videos taken in Germany, particularly in theme parks. There were vlogs that could have been taken at Walt Disney World, just walking around talking to the camera, people in the background as if it were nothing. And I just I didn't really look that hard, but YouTube, for instance, doesn't have a warning when we upload a video. Nowhere does it say, was this video taken in Germany? Are you GDPR compliant? I actually searched, and Google actually doesn't find a YouTube upload GDPR policy. So if Google's not too worried about it, I really don't think the cruise lines need to be. Editing me here, just to be clear, it can be enforced, but it's up to the person, and it just seems like most people don't bother. And as you've probably heard, and I kind of agree, if you're somebody who can't be on social media, maybe a cruise ship isn't the best place for you. I don't know, like Disneyland is not the best place for you. Because I understand places like Yacht Club are designed to be a private experience from the rest of the ship, but they're not really designed as privacy experiences. And handling that type of guest really does give the impression that, well, while you try to treat all guests equally, some guests are treated more equal than others. All right, now for the fun part. How should this have been handled, given hindsight, of course? And my view is something like this could be handled just as a regular accommodation, something similar to things that are done all the time. And I guess a lot of people might be thinking, oh, just another accommodation, something more the crew has to worry about. Well, yeah, the thing is, the crew handles all sorts of accommodations all the time, everything from dietary restrictions to physical limitations and things like that. So, something like this is not really anything extra or beyond what they're already doing. And I do think guests in the yacht club should have reasonable accommodations met. Again, no policy change. Keep it as simple as possible. Now, I don't know how often people from headquarters actually sail. I don't know why that's an interesting question, but it is an interesting question. Let me just tell you how things work on the ship. The crew is very observant, and yes, they remember almost everything. That's why they're hired. And at least from my perspective, yes, they remember cameras. They remember the guests with the cameras. So, identifying that lot of guests, not a big deal. It's already happening. Don't worry about that. The privacy-seeking guests, okay, well, you don't really have to do anything special. If you are a privacy-seeking guest, be prepared to let somebody know that you do have a special concern. But once that's noted, it can just be noted in your record as something else that has to be accommodated. Really, it's nothing beyond a peanut allergy. Given what we know, it seems all this went down in the yacht club restaurant, but the same would apply for the sun deck and pool area also up in the yacht club. In fact, I wrote up some language that you're more than happy to use. In an email or other private communication, or maybe just spread it word of mouth, you just have to give the crew some guidance on how to handle these situations. So what I came up with is this. Should a guest raise a privacy concern related to other guests' camera use, discreetly inform the other guest, offer the guest using the camera alternate accommodations to mitigate or eliminate the impact to the privacy situation. You are authorized to modify either or both guests' onboard bookings in the interest of both parties. That's it. That's it. It's just guidance, not a policy change. Just give the staff and crew on board a little bit of guidance on dealing with these situations. And just for fun, you know what? I'll even provide a dramatic enactment of how I think this would happen, let's say, in the restaurant. All right? Are we ready? Okay. Excuse me, sir, but we've been made aware of a privacy concern by another guest. We'd be more than happy to accommodate you at 7:30, and you will be seated immediately. If you have other reservations tonight, the show perhaps will absolutely handle that for you as well. There you go. And easy peasy. Oh, and by the way, if they do this, yes, good looking crew will help a lot. Hey, I'm just saying. Why bring this up to the guest using the camera? Well, you know what? I believe the guest who's doing something probably has a little bit more ability and a slight, more expectation to make the accommodation. If the privacy guest is just kind of sitting there, they can't really do much about that. They're just sitting there. The person using the camera or doing something else, they're the ones who, can just shift things around a little bit and make everybody happy. And if it is a creator like us, it's fine. It's totally fine. I've had people ask to not be in a shot or whatever, and no problem. I'll either make a note of it in the video or I'll reshoot it. It really is no big deal. In our little hypothetical situation, it puts it on camera dad to either stop recording or come back later. Then you just make a note in the reservations and book the two parties at opposite ends of the dining room at different times, preferably separated by a decorative artistic divider, and problem solved. Parents, you'll understand. It's like putting the two fighting kids in separate rooms. That's how it works, right? I wouldn't know. All right, MSC, you can't really respond to anything like this. I totally get it, and it's fine. I do have a couple of options though. You could just, invite me into Yacht Club on a couple of ships. I'll take a bigger camera, I'll pretend to film, and we'll see how the crew does. I won't even upload a video, I'll just tell you all about it. Members of the court, I know, you will be as disappointed as I will, but it's a sacrifice that we would make together. But if that's not possible, a company-wide email asking everyone to come here and like and subscribe. It'll be our little signal that you heard from the community and are gonna do the right thing. What does everybody think? Are we gonna see big changes or maybe just a little subtle push in the right direction? Let everyone know down below. Until then, I'll see you on board.